So thank you. We're here with a good friend of mine, Jim Ferme, who's the CEO founder of the Impact Group, which is big. And as you know, on this channel, what we talk about a lot are entrepreneurial things, right? We talk about things that we've learned running a national HR business, a national human resources practice, Turning Point Human Capital Management. And a lot of times it's products and services that we've developed, but also things that we've learned about running the business, operations, sales, automation, marketing, etc. And Jim Ferme is a huge part of that for us. So Jim, I'd like to welcome you here and to our community. And why don't you give me a little word about Big and what it is that you do and how it works and all that kind of good stuff.
Thank you, Rick. And boy, I got to tell you, you're my shining example. People have asked me for many years, how do you have such great groups? And it starts with great people. And I have to say, you're one of our greatest members. They're all great, but you really have embraced the process and do a great job. So thank you for inviting me here this morning. I started my first group about 10 years ago. In May 2011, I opened up a group. And the idea was, back then I was in the printing and publishing industry of all things, doing textbooks. And I had about 20 plus years in the industry. I was in textbooks, working for the best companies with the best clients, had a great job. This was printing and publishing, this isn't like Wall Street, but I had a great little career thing going. And this thing came out called the iPad. And I knew textbooks were going to change forever. And they did. So I started going to networking groups, Rick. Now, back then, I didn't even know what the hell a networking group was, let alone why would I go to one? It made no sense. And I went to these things and I was a little bit taken back because I guess because of the kinds of high level, complex, big ticket dollar item sales I was involved in. I was going to these events and I was like, they were like beauticians and laundry guys and limo guys and credit card processing people, and it was all very nice. And but I kept saying to myself, where's that other level of business owner or business decision maker, and I'd like to go to that group. Well, it didn't exist. So back in that time frame, I started to come up with a concept to put a group of people together that instead of selling to each other, they would build a relationship with each other, just like you do in the groups that you belong to. So it's not show up and sell; it's stay and earn a relationship that builds out over time and pays off for a lifetime. So I got into this kind of industry, I don't want to say by accident, but I was kind of forced. My industry it's over, man. It was like buggy whips, baby. It's gone. So I had to decide what to do, and I'm so glad I did it. I just celebrated my 10th year of running groups, and Business Impact Group is that culmination of that dream that we talked about 10 years ago. And so what really sets us apart from a lot of these other groups is we do, first of all, I'm a fully hybrid meeting. So if I have members that want to come in and visit us just exclusively virtually right now, that's great. We love it. I also have several places where I go and very safe, like I'm in one right now where they clean, they check your temperature, they ask you all those health questions. And if you want to come in person, that's great too. We're happy to have them. And but the most important thing is that the groups, the members are, I really consider them investors, Rick, not members, because they're investing their time, money, and energy into the group. And of course, what do investors always want? A return. And what we want to see our members, our investors get is, not just a return on their straight investment. Like if we said, Rick, give us $3,000 and I'll get you back $3,000, you'd be like, Ferme, get the hell out of here. That's a terrible investment. But if I could say, Rick, give us $3,000 and I'll show you how to make 15,000 or 30,000 on your 3,000, you'd be like, oh, that I'm interested in, but what does it take? I'm like, well, there's work in networking. And, my job is to put together the best of the best of the best. So We don't enroll people that are new or in transition or don't know what they're doing. So, typically the members that we screen and the candidates we look for are people that have at least 12 to 15 years minimum experience, but it's also a mindset. They have to have that kind of go-giver, pay-it-forward kind of attitude. And once in a while, someone slips into our organization that doesn't make sense. As far as I know, I think I'm the only organization I know of that trims its garden. So, if there's some dead wood in our groups that's not making sense for one reason or another, we kind of exit that person out and find a replacement for that thing. And listen, I got to tell you, and you and I have talked a lot over COVID, maybe because no one else wanted to talk to me, or but a lot in my business has changed. And I remember early on, you and I talked about this. It was time to not just survive, but to thrive. I fully accept the new model and the new reality that we live in. And once you get past that, you can grow your business and have a great success. So, it's been I don't want to say, listen, we've continued to open and grow groups and add new members. And, again, for me, it's the joy of watching the members that come into our groups that were looking to grow their business or be part of a community with other like-minded individuals and take themselves and their businesses to the next level.
Great. That's awesome. So Jim, and as a member of full disclosure, those return on investment numbers you said, they're actually way too low in my instance. So I truly appreciate the forum that you've put together. So just kind of the final question for this short segment, excuse me. So we're in a new world, and you recognized in your old job when the iPad came out that textbook printing was going to change and go dramatically. So clearly there's this event that happened to all of us on March 20th that some of us are waiting for it to go back to the old days, and some of us have embraced the new model. Can you tell us the typical mindset of the big member as it stands today? Are they more waiting for the old days, or are they embracing the new model and moving forward in a new way to go get business?
Oh no. So the mindset is, hope and prayer should never be the first two bullet points on anyone's business plan. And then it's the first thing we look for in memberships. If you're going to come to one of our groups and hope and pray you can get some referrals or do some business in the room, please, I can give you a laundry list of other groups where you're going to do fine and you should go try them out. What we're looking for is that active participation. Wishing and wanting is nice for Sunday mornings or whenever you celebrate your faith, and you should do it frequently, but that's that time frame. The rest of the time, it's a time for action. So what we see happening in our groups and down to the membership level, and more importantly, Rick, you're always right on the money, their mindset. These are a group of people that want to take action now. I'm not waiting for anyone to do this for me. I'm either an entrepreneur already, or I have the entrepreneurial spirit. You can be a professional, like an accountant, an attorney, insurance, and have that entrepreneurial fire within you. And you're not going to wait for things to get better. You're going to make them better. But again, talking about it, thinking about it is okay, but it's only the beginning. It's what you do after you talk about something to getting something done. And that's what we've seen to be the biggest difference. And what's great about it is once you build it once, in my case, I built it several times over, but within any group community, once I have a core group of 3, 5, 7 people that are acting congruently in this manner, it just expands. And if we happen to have, and I know it's happening in the groups that we've been in, Rick, once you came into one of those groups and then other people kind of follow the mindset that you and I and a few others talked about, the group became the group it was supposed to become. And some of those people aren't with us anymore. And it's okay. I wish them well. They're great and good people. I'm happy for them. But I'm talking about our community. Our community galvanized during COVID, became something else. And I think in a lot of ways, maybe out of necessity, because there was much else going on during COVID. So our business development communities became a big part of what they had to do to survive and thrive and go forward. But I also think as we come out of this post-COVID world we're living in, it's a great comfort to people like yourself and the other people in the groups, Rick, that you can depend on those other people. When you have an issue, when you have some need of business, when you talk about a process or something you need for your business, you can tap into this community and get what you're looking for and know that it's coming from a good place.
Well, Jim, I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here today. I appreciate you spending these few minutes with us to share with our community. And I think the biggest thing that I take away from what you said is you said two words that were integral to what to your overall theme, which was action now. Right? Action now.
Action
We're
now.
not waiting for when it goes back to the old days. We're not waiting for what it's going to be 10 years from now. It's action now. And that community that you've built has been so helpful to us and to me and to so many others. So I really appreciate you being here. Folks, if you like what you heard, please hit the thumbs up button. If you really like what you heard, please hit the subscribe button. And if you really, really like what you heard, please hit the alarm bell, and that'll alert you anytime we create new content. So I say stay human and stay resourceful. Have a great day.